Legends. We are back in Reverse 199. So I figured this would be fitting because I got a question literally on what do you do after all the story is over? Like, how do you keep progression on your account? So the very first thing, once you're done with story content, I say focus over here on this. I know it's not the most glamorous of things, but it will help you out in the long run because it's something that can never be taken away from you. This is something that's not RNG. It literally is just always here and is always going to be beneficial. And that's your wilderness. So make sure that your wilderness is built to as far as you can actually get it, being that you got to have, well, not gotta, but you want to make it so that you can actually build in this, which means you're going to have to do a little bit of farming in Harvest Prime to actually start leveling this so you can increase your capacity and you can increase how much this builds over time. This will scale and this will build to a point where it can actually feasibly sustain you without you actually really having to do anything other than coming back to actually fill it out. And obviously the more that you build up the capacity, the longer time that you can actually wait to come back and actually fill this out. Same thing goes over here. You see, I'm really not done much over here, but you see, overall, you can lower the time for the creation, but also increase your capacity, which means that's less time that you have to come back and babysit it to the point where I hopefully it'll get to like 24 hours. I don't think so. It'll probably be something around 12 or 16, but yeah, focus on that. Also get the island up to a big amount so you can start getting more and more people out here so you can turn around and do this, which ups your bond and other characters. So if you didn't notice, every time that you level up a bond, you open up another page on the character, which gives you currency. So essentially this is a currency farm as well. So the more characters that you have out here in this, you're basically currency farming, which is, of course, opening up the bonds. But essentially this is something that you want to do to make sure that you are just getting a little bit of residual currency, because you're not going to be getting a lot from the story outside of like maybe hard mode. And most of us are at the points right now where we're building our second team for stage 7 and in the tower mode. And again, no more currency is basically coming in. So right now, like we're at the point right now where it's currency starving. So obviously places where you can start going in to get currency is going to help it. This is definitely one of them. All right. So also to actually level up this, you notice that you're gonna need gold materials right here, which is a child of prosperity, which is at the end of right there. So once you get to 330, which as you push it through content, this actually, the final 20 is actually not going to be that hard. Essentially, you're going to be building up a lot of it in the final 4th chapter, if you're in 4th chapter, excuse me, in the 4th chapter, and going back and getting the singles that you missed. Like I'm going to go back, but I'm just not right now. If I missed it, I just missed it because I need my currency to actually build up characters. So, just putting it out there. And let's make sure that you do this every day. This is the stuff that like you really just should know, basically, if you've been playing the game. But just make sure you do your weeklies, your dailies, and knock this out. Now this is a little bit annoying in my opinion, because Pyscubes, the currency for Pyscubes is not very abundant. And you actually have to use the currency that I am kind of holding on to. I showed you guys that before in the store. So let's head over. No, it wasn't Puddle. Yeah. So the currency is down right here. I am reluctant to actually do that right now. For some fact is that I can actually use some of these Pyscubes right here, because obviously you have to make 2 teams. to get through. And I don't know what 8 and 9 are gonna do. Somebody could tell me. I don't mind the spoiler. I know people usually don't ask for spoilers, but I don't mind the spoiler in this case, because if I'm gonna need a third damn team, which could happen, I don't think they would be that mean. But this is a gacha game, so they could necessarily be that mean. I actually am on par with my Chinese account now. Like literally, it's the same thing. I'm as strong over there when I stopped as I am over here. So I don't know what is at 8 and 9 because I didn't go that far. But with that said, you can piece yourself through, or if you just bite the bullet, which I eventually probably will when I find out what's in stage 8 and 9 on the tower mode. If it's not a third or fourth, like fourth team, that'd be really crazy. But if it's not like a third team, then I'll spend on this and finish out that part. Now we also on the 5th day got this. See a suitcase, open it, and you get a 6-star side cube of your choice. You already know what I'm going to pick right off the bat, which is going to be her second life, because that's strictly going to be just for my scent, because it buffs attack and it's going to make her be able to heal, which basically just throws Apple not out the window, but he going to go to second team. But you have good choices and what you can actually do. So Brave New World, we'll just go over this, and I'm gonna leave it up to you. I'm gonna give my suggestions, but I'm still leaving it up to you. So Brave New World is good for if you have a character that has a really good nuke. You can give them that, which is Ultimate Might, which is good for Bloodborne or whatever her name is. Like, that's excellent for her. Also good for you to just use Scent as straight damage. Is that's basically gonna upgrade her nuke. After the carrier casts ultimate, the incantation might of the next, is 20%. So your ultimate is basically going to be buffed, and then the following, whatever you do after that, is going to be buffed. So you can set up like a nice clear. It also works on Eternity as well, and any unit that you can use in that manner. It's just a really nice side cube. So then you have Hopscotch right here, which is this again is Incantation Might now, which is your normal skills. For each enemy defeated by the carrier, the ultimate might plus 4% of the carrier stacks up to 4 times during the fight. So this is also good for characters that lean more towards the incantations that you would use more. I would say that I actually use Eternity's incantations a lot more so than her ultimate, so this would make more sense for her. But what I do with her is I use a sustain for her, which works out really well for her, so she's probably going to stay with that. The sustain basically negates the fact that she hurts herself. It doesn't matter because she just heals it right back again. Again over here, Blasphemer of the Night, Incantation Might, 12% on normal skills. When the carrier attacks, if the target has 2 or more negative statuses, damage dealt. This reminds me a lot of other characters in other games where they get increased damage when you have somebody out there who's like doing poison or bleed or something like that. I don't have a lot of characters that do stuff like that. I do have Eternity, but everybody else kind of like just raw damages, so I probably wouldn't use this. But you might have somebody like Suvbi. She poisons. You can put that together if you have Eternity, who basically does like her harm debuff, and then you have 2 right there that you can actually put out, and that would make this be useful. But this, in my opinion, is niche because there's not a lot of times that you're gonna have this out like for 100% type of thing. So I probably wouldn't lean towards this, but I know I could be wrong. You could have a team that has like 100% uptime on debuffs, but I'm kind of leery on doing stuff like that. Next up, we have Thunderous Applause. When the carrier's one target attack scores a critical hit, the critical damage is up by 16%. That's pretty good. Now, what this actually does, I like, which I'm probably gonna use on somebody at some point in time. It gives you 10% extra critical. I like that's just straight 10% extra critical. That's nice. And then on top of that, if you get the critical, you're going to get extra damage on top of that as well. So if you get a nice critical build, this might be some really good stuff, especially when you start getting dupes for it and it starts to scale up. This thunderous applause right here might be the business, but not so much in the beginning. But anyway, the inquisitive deer, healing done is 12%, which is good for healer. When the caster casts a basic incantation debuff, HP of the carrier's attack goes to the lowest. This is literally Apple's skill. It's literally what Apple does, basically on his basic and on his ultimate. That's literally what Apple does. So you essentially make somebody into kind of like a pseudo Apple. It's only going to be one target, but that's still good. It's still 24% of your attack is actually pretty good healing if you have a lot of attack. So it's up to you if you want to actually do that. You can put it on the healer, and then the healer has some extra heals on top of what they would normally do, because you're going to have to actually use most healers. So this actually would work really good with Subi, because she has an incantation debuff basically, so it's like might be best in slot for her if you have her. And last but certainly not least, his abundant duty. So this is also heal. This gives you a damage bonus, which is pretty interesting. For each enemy defeated by the carrier, HP of the attack by 60%. So it's pretty much kind of like a leech. And what it's going to essentially do is when you kill people, if you have an AoE attacker, they'll basically heal back all of the stuff that they get, which is really good, but again, situational. But the damage bonus is good because the damage bonus affects everything as far as what they do. So it's not necessarily like a crit or anything else. They'll just straight do more damage, which is nice, which will help you get those kills and characters like that. So this is also good if you want some sustain on Eternity. If she's going to be getting kills and stuff like that, or if you want to use it on any of the other nuclear characters. What's that other single target game character? I can't remember. Not Bloodborne, but the other one that's the 6-star. But anyway, anybody who nukes is going to get a kill. This is really nice. So like I said, I'm getting her second life, because that's literally what I'm going with, because it's going on my scent, who I haven't done much of anything today with. I will.
Take a seat. Don't stand on ceremony.
And that's going straight for her. That's what is going on her. So when she ultimates and does her ultimate and does the weakness out, so that's gonna be silly. It's gonna be really silly that she's gonna be able to do all that, and then what I'll basically do is for everything else, like with the resonant and everything else like that, I'll basically focus more so just on straight attack. That's kind of like how I build teams. That's kind of like, I want the paladin style in where they're gonna do a bunch of damage and heal at the same time, because it just makes your life a whole lot easier. And there's a such thing as over damage, and you're gonna get to a point where you just are gonna kill stuff anyway. So you kind of want to scale back, and you want to have balance so you can handle fights. And so if anything goes wrong, hell, if you get even knocked down to one character, you still be able to survive because you have balanced characters, where it's just like a glass cannon. And then if everything else, like, I just think that's an inefficient way of gaming, in my opinion. I like to do it this way. But that's what I wanted to actually do with you guys as far as that. And the last thing, which is the most important, is literally you have to make a choice now. You don't have infinite stamina. You can't, like, you can get candies if you bought like the monthly pass of $4.99. You have stamina, but if you're casual free to play, you don't have that. So you have to make a choice on what you want to actually do. So you have to make a choice and progression, or do you want to start focusing on one character? My suggestion in that is, if you already have your carry characters made, what you should probably go for is start bringing up your rest of your team in line with what you need to start doing things. Like, start bringing up the levels. You can do that slowly, and it's something that won't take all of your stamina all day to actually do, so you can start focusing on other things. It's not that expensive to start bringing them up slowly, like, 4 or 5 levels a day. And then you can start focusing on the side cubes, and you can start doing that like at once and stuff like that. So just piece together, and you start to notice incrementally that your power will start to go up, and you start to be able to handle things and be able to do more stuff. Or you can go all in on one character, but I feel like that'll just bore you. You won't see the direct benefit of doing that right away. Like the one character will be okay, and it gets, once you get to Insight 2, once you get to level 30, it starts getting expensive. It's 10k per on the EXP side to level, and what you could essentially do is start build, because you're gonna need 2 teams. So with that 10k, what you can start doing is start building up the second team, so you can kind of like eke your way through stage 7 and get into stage 8 in the tower mode. That's just my opinion. You don't have to do it that way. But with limited resources and we don't have anything else coming in, especially if you already finished out, the tutorial, can I even still see it? Oh, this is flat going. I didn't even notice yeah, it's just flat going. Or if you finish out tutorial, I did that on Saturday or something like that. I didn't notice that it was out of here. I did want to talk about that a little bit, but oh well. Yeah, that's a missed out video, because I wanted to just talk about that, but it is what it is. I should have known better. Either way, it's up to you from there, so you guys can figure it out. Again, like from here, we're just piecing it together, and I'm pretty sure they're not gonna let us just sit here this week, so we're probably gonna have something to do. Maybe another chapter, or maybe a event to come in and stuff, because most of the stuff that we had to do already is just gone already. Well, most of us who are tryharding, like somebody called me a tryhard, so I was like, okay. I'm like, I got friends list people who are level 32 and 33, but I guess I'm the tryhard. It's just that I'm a content creator and you guys see me. But there's people like at least 40 to 50% ahead in progress than I am right now. It's just that I have a YouTube channel and I'm just out in front of people like that. So that's all we got for this video. I am gonna go in and use my stamina and continue to build Cinti, and so she can get in the starting squad. I'll put Apple in second squad, and then I'm gonna try stage 7 to see where I go and what I need to actually do. Actually, I'm gonna need the balloon girl too, so I'm gonna have to build her up a little bit as well. But I'm really happy that the day 5 it gave us that item, so now I don't have to do that. I can use the currency on another side cube. And actually, I have 3 side cubes right now that are gold level. Am I using? Yeah, I'm using all 3 now. So now I have to think about a dupe or single target type of stuff. Oh, this is where it gets fun. All right, we'll catch you guys next video. As usual, the links will be in the description if you want to watch more of my previous Reverse 199 content. I guess I'll have the playlist link in the description. You can watch the older stuff if you wish. It's useful. A lot of people are finding it use, and I hope you guys are still enjoying the game. I'm still enjoying the game, obviously, because you're still looking at it in the videos. Be legendary. Thank you, Legends, for getting to the end of the video. We do 3 to 4 videos every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be first in notification squad. I love everybody who stops by, and I will see you next video. Peace.